is a river that drowns the tender reed. Some say love, it is a razor that leaves your soul to bleed. Some say love, it is a hunger, an endless aching need. I say love, it is a flower, and you, its only seed. It's the heart afraid of breaking that never learns to dance. It's the dream afraid of waking that never takes the chance. It's the one who won't be taken, who cannot seem to give, and the soul afraid of dying that never learns to live. When the night has been too lonely and the road has been too long, and you think that love is only for the lucky and the strong, just remember in the winter, far beneath the bitter snows, lies the seed that with the sun's love in the spring becomes the rose.
Please be seated. I'll be all right. Good afternoon and welcome. Thank you all very much for coming. On behalf of my fairly large immediate family, we truly thank you. Whether you traveled in town or many miles, we appreciate the effort to come help us honor and celebrate a great lady, my mom, our mom. Sorry, boys. My name is Kent Smith, and I am my mom's baby. She used to love to introduce me that way. She thought it was cute. My little mom, this is my baby. Excuse me, I'm not going to sniffle into the microphone. This might not be pretty, but we'll get through it. And when you're 30 or 40 or 50, and she, my little mom, is introducing you as this is my baby, it was kind of cute and adorable. When you're age 13 to 17, it wasn't all that cute and adorable. And she did it every chance she got. A couple of housekeeping items. Immediately after our celebration, we'll be in the Harvey room right after. Looking forward to chatting and seeing everybody, visiting, having a sandwich and refreshment. Kevy is hoping with this many Stephensons in the room that somebody would have a bottle in their truck. Following that, there'll be a private internment for the immediate family, but we will stay in the Harvey room as long as we need to. so he can visit with everybody. We'd like to thank the Moose Jaw Funeral Home for a tremendous job. Specifically Andrew, he's been tremendous to work with. As Herb said, very thorough, and they have been just excellent to us as a family. With that, please note, this is a very nice room, very nice building. It's not a church, it's not a house of worship, and so I don't want to get shit from anybody if I accidentally swear up here. Accidentally. And my directions from my father were no pissing around up there, so. Of course, nowadays we call these celebrations of life, and I know firsthand why, because there is no fun in funeral, I can tell you that. The challenge is you're sad because you miss them so damn much. So in thinking about this and kind of reflecting on, wanting to celebrate and honor a great lady, my mom, our mom, and how that goes along with the tears. And it occurred to me that the tears and the celebration are not mutually exclusive. In fact, they're completely necessary together. They're not contradictory at all. So, as you've seen, there will be some tears. And we'll have some laughs, for sure. If you know the three boys, you know we're going to have a few laughs. The person that I know probably the greatest sense of humor in my life is my brother Kevin. And all through this, even through the hospital stuff, he kept saying, you got to keep laughing, boys. You got to keep your sense of humor. It's not just us. Herbie's got a bit of a sense of humor himself, as those of you who know him. Yesterday, Herbie, I wasn't sure I was going to tell this, but I will. Herbie was, I'm up here now. Herbie was telling some of the grandkids and great-grandkids that Grandma wanted to go first. She chose to go first because she knew he was going to have some trouble at the gates. And so she needed to get there first to put a good word in for him. So the funny thing was watching the great-grandkids walk away. Mom, Grandpa said... My mom would be super pleased that everybody's together. Super pleased that the immediate family is together, aunts and uncles, cousins, friends could all be together. She would not be super happy about being the center of attention, I can tell you that. We had trouble finding a lot of pictures with just her in them, because that was not what she was about. At this time, I'd like to ask Kelly to come up, read the obituary.
Thanks, Kent. So, good choice by Kent to have me read something, because if I got up here and tried to tell stories, that wouldn't work so good. A couple things, though, before we get started. I just want to recognize Kevin and his family and Dad. Because they're here every day. And when Mom was sick, they were there every day. So, thanks. And then I got to tell one story, and this is Kevy telling a story yesterday, so this is Kevy's story, but Kent, you may know this, is the baby. I think he may have made that clear. So he was about 5 or 6, and he's an obstinate little bugger. And you may know that too already. So one day, and you know where 159 is, the prairie and all that. Anyway, one day Kent's stomping around and he's mad at Mom. And, I'm leaving. I'm running away. Mom said, fine, I'll help you pack. So you got a little bag together. Get out. You're on your own. So Mom being Mom, though, kind of comes to Kevin and I, the wiser, more intelligent brothers, and says, okay, he's running away. 2 things. Don't let him get too far, and don't let him get near the river. So that was Kent's running away. After about 15 minutes, he was back. But so Mom usually handled us in her quiet self, but that day she'd had enough of his bullshit too. So anyway.
It's not a church. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, that was a quick story, but that really, Kevin reminded us yesterday of the Kent running away story. So. All right, I'm going to do the reading part. You guys have all had probably a chance to read And I look at all my aunts and uncles and cousins. A lot of you guys lived this, so you guys know this story. Here's Mom's story. Gail Harriet Natalie was born in Frontier, Saskatchewan on September 19th, 1940, the 11th of 14 children. Despite being big, the family was close and known by the frequent family reunions. We were just talking about that in the other room. At 18 years old, Gail's life changed forever. Her brothers Roy and Gary introduced her to their friend and co-worker Herbert Smith. Love soon followed, and the two married on December 12, 1959. Her true calling, which was second only to being a grandmother and great-grandmother, happened because she became a mother. You're welcome. Anyway, she exemplified what it meant to be a mother by working tirelessly with the three boys. Myself, born in 60, Kevin in 62, Kent in 66. Again, a little sidebar, Kent was supposed to be a girl. I think we all know that, but anyway, that's how that worked. Gail supported her boys through everything, including jobs, schoolwork, sporting activities. Sports, as you know, became a very significant part of all of our lives, and she spent countless hours volunteering, driving to ball, hockey, cooking endless pregame and postgame meals in between washing and mending uniforms. She enjoyed every minute of it. Again, a little sidebar. Mom and Dad were recognized at Riverview Collegiate because they never missed a football game. Never. So, while Gail supported the boys in every sport they played, baseball did become her favorite. She became one of the most skilled scorekeepers in not only the city but the province. A baseball diamond in Moose Jaw at Park Hill is named after her in recognition of the love, devotion, and support for her son's participation in the game. A diamond proudly displays the sign Gail Smith, and one of Mom's favorite pastimes was to sit with Herb and watch the Blue Jays, as we can see. So, being a grandma and ultimately a great-grandma would have been something Gail may have been better at than being a mom, although she was a pretty good mom for all of us, Kent. Anyway, her 11 grandchildren and 18 great-grandchildren absolutely adore her. She was very loving and completely non-judgmental, which formed such a deep and loving bond with her family. Her selfless dedication and devotion to her entire family was really amazing. All of her grandkids, as they got older, would make special trips to visit, including the ones who would come down on regular visits at Easter and Thanksgiving and different times of the year. Herb and Gail have been a team for 63 years. You hardly ever spoke of one without the other. It was always Herb and Gail, Dad and Mom, Grampy and Grandma. Through thick and thin, on numerous rinks, diamonds, and football fields all over North America, they stood by each other's sides and built a beautiful life together. Herb was with Gail during her passing, holding her hand and talking to her. As everyone knows, Mom was more of a listener, Dad was more of the talker. That's how it should have been. Gail was well loved, thankfully knew that without question. Words cannot even begin to express how much she will be missed. Gail leaves behind three sisters who were very special to her: Sylvia Stephenson, Sharon Grant, and Karen Ireland with Uncle Larry. Gail will be sadly missed and lovingly remembered by her devoted husband Herb, Kelly, Nancy, his children with Debbie, who are Denny and Teresa, Lily and Amelia, Crystal, Emma, Blake and Taylor, Jolie, Mac, Hannah, Austin, Ava, Chloe, and that's not even the big family. Here we go. Kevin, Anna Marie, their children, Taylor, Chelsea, Takeo, Vaco, Poppy, Rafa and Titus, Zoe and Dustin, Callie, Peyton, Emma, Colton, Zebulon, Alanda, Zyrus, Katie, and I think we all know, it's no big secret, Katie's expecting. And then Kent and Joanne, their children, Josiah with Chelsea, Zachary with Megan, Levi with Tori, Benjamin and Andrea, as well as many, many numerous nieces and nephews here and throughout the world. We do want to express our thanks and appreciation to the doctors and staff at the FH Wigmore Hospital. I can tell you, we got down for the last little while, and they did everything. So, Anyway, that's my role in today's program, so thanks, Kent, for taking charge, because I couldn't do it.
What a dick. Kelly, of course, is the favorite. I mean, the oldest is what I meant to say, really. A little Freudian slip there with the golden boy comment, but you notice I waited till you're done to take my shot because I still got the microphone. Kevy gets a free pass today because the truth be told, I'm still scared of him, so I got nothing to say, and the Santa Claus beard isn't fooling me. Our mom was a great many things. Hard worker, tireless volunteer, an aunt, a sister, a friend, etc. But her purpose was to be a mom, and a grandma, and a great-grandma, and she loved every minute of it. As I look out, I see a lot of great moms and grandmas, and probably a few great-grandmas, but you have to understand, our mom was the best. But if we're perfectly honest, I think being a grandma and a great-grandma is something she enjoyed more. You know my two older brothers, you can understand why. They're a bit of a handful. I said Gail's two best choices in life. One was on December 12th, 1959, marrying Herbie. The other one was to try for a third and a girl in 1966. Thank God. Who would be standing here? I think my mom would have epitomized the saying, if I knew grandchildren were this good, I probably would have started with them. With that said, I'm going to ask, I'm not allowed to say the oldest grandchild, but the grandchild that has the honor of making Gail a grandma for the first time, and the bookends, the youngest grandchild, to come up and give perspective from the grandchildren. Gentlemen?
Thank you. Gail Smith became Grandma Smith 41 years ago, almost to the day, actually. I was thinking about what to talk about, what to say today, and I think that one of the things that Grandma and Grandpa together really created was a safe, friendly family home for us to come to from out of town, where absolute mayhem would occur. For example, I can say yes, and I'm sure many other children, grandchildren in this room can probably put up their hand to confirm that they too have broken or chipped a tooth on the cement patio just outside the house. And what about that time that when I was a little guy, I was doing mountain climbing up the stairs from the first level to the second level. And so you're pulling on those spindles, using those as the climbing rope. And sure enough, when I got just a couple stairs from the top, one of those spindles came out and sent me rolling back down the stairs. But it's okay, don't worry. Kiki was right behind me and caught me. So I was all right. And, another time I remember walking with Grandpa and Tammy. We were out treasure hunting just outside in the prairies there with the trusty metal detector, and that time I accidentally stepped and got my foot stuck into a gopher hole. And I thought, that's it, I'm dead meat, I'm gopher meat, life is over. And it ended up being okay, because Grandpa helped me get out of there, and Grandma had an ice cream cone waiting for me to make everything okay when I got back to the house. So, or how about walking over to the little Peter Pan park? And it's changed a little bit, I noticed, in recent years, but back when I was a small guy, they used to have one of those metal spinning wheels that you could probably get up to what felt like about 100 kilometers an hour. And one wrong move and you'd go flying off that thing into whatever was around. And I'm sure at that park too, we were able to put to the test the tetanus shots that we had received earlier in life. Some other things I thought about when growing up or spending a lot of time out here in Moose Jaw is jumping in the car with Grandma and Grandpa, and we'd go driving around the streets trying to find all those painted fire hydrants. I don't know if anybody else remembers those or not, but all uniquely painted, and something for us grandkids to kind of do a little bit of hunting around town. And then sometimes we'd finish that trip up with a trip out to the store to grab a pick-a-pop as well. And those are fond memories of mine. And then along came some cousins, thankfully. It wasn't just me and my sisters anymore. We were joined by Taylor and Zoe, and that was just awesome, because now Taylor and I could have long gaming sessions on the Sega Genesis, playing NHL 94 together till all hours of the night. Or we'd get together with the girls and play hide and seek throughout the basement of the house there, and all the little corridors and crannies you could hide in. And or how about playing catch over top of the house was the best way to do it. So, to me, those were definitely formative years. Those are definitely some of the memories that sprang to my mind when I was thinking about, what to talk about today. And it's amazing. So from there, now we've, seen more cousins, and our cousins are all having kids now. And anytime we want to try to get everybody together, we got to rent out half a Holiday Inn. It's amazing. And so I feel very fortunate because now life is coming around full circle, and we get to bring our kids out to the same friendly, family, safe home, so that they can get busy chipping teeth and scraping knees and hiding in the basement. And it's a great place to be. So thanks, Grandpa, and thanks, Grandma, for giving us a place to play. And finally, what I wanted to talk a little bit about what I think Grandma's legacy means to me. And I know you guys, well, you kind of asked me because I'm up here, but I was thinking about this too, is that, it's interesting when we read in a history book about someone, or we read an obituary, we always focus on kind of that one person's life, almost as a singularity, right? They were born here, they lived here, this is their family, and this is what they accomplished. And what I've been seeing and understanding more and more is that, no one life is ever lived in isolation. Our lives are shaped by each other. Everybody that's here has had an effect on my life through each other, and it's all a blending, it's all an overlapping. We all influence each other. And so moving forward, I would ask that we keep Grandma's legacy in mind, and because all of you are Grandma's legacy. I am, you are, together, it's us. And I want us to keep it, Grandma, in mind in the decisions we make and the lives that we go on to lead as fulfilling individuals and, of course, as a family. So thank you for giving me a chance to share my thoughts, and I'll also welcome our youngest grandchild up to say a few words as well, but thank you.
Hi, everybody. We love you, Grandma. Winston Churchill once said, "Courage is what it takes to stand up and speak, but courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen." If there wasn't a more embodiment of that quote, that was Grandma to a T. My earliest memory ever, I was about 2 years old at the time. We were in our old house. I don't remember much about that place except for this memory. And I woke up in the middle of the night. Hall light was on, sitting in my crib, Levi to my right in the bed. And like 2-year-olds do, I spontaneously vomited on myself. And I didn't cry. And out of nowhere, Grandma comes in, tying up her bathrobe, lifts me out of the bed, changes the sheets. I still remember making eye contact with her. Look into her eyes, she looked back in mine, not a word to each other. But a lot of love there. She cleaned up the bed, cleaned me up. Levi didn't wake up. I went back in the bed. She went out, went back to sleep. I remembering this story a few years ago and bringing it up to my dad, and he said that was Grandma. She just knew. You never had to cry, you never had to make a sound. She was there. Without a doubt, without hesitation, she was just there. The best teachers, the best leaders in life, the best matriarchs, all leave you better off than they found you. And the most important thing is that they pass down what they know, what they knew, what they love, and when they leave you able to go on without them. Sure, there's a gap, but they give you the tools and the lessons to fill it. There's a lot of strong women here today, a lot of strong wives, mothers, grandmothers, and there's also a lot of strong men because of Grandpa and Grandma. That's not circumstance, that's a damn legacy. And just keeping in theme with Grandma being just the quiet lover that she was, some of the most godly and profound things come not from Bible thumping and memorizing memory verses. It comes from being quiet and sincere, loving, contemplating, and just honest listening to those you love, and sometimes those you don't love. You just approach it like that, and that's what Grandma left behind. When I was brainstorming what I wanted to say when I got up here, I randomly thought of this memory. I probably was grade 4 or 5. It was in the summer. Cyrus had just finished a hockey camp, and he came and ate later after all us Smith boys had already eaten. And I remember sitting at the computer, and it had lulled for a second, and Cyrus just goes very quietly, "You know, Grandma, sometimes I worry about you." And just, I remember thinking, I'm like, what does that mean? And she goes, "You know, Cyrus, sometimes I worry about you too." That's what she did. That's a very weird thing for a 10-year-old to say. She just took it, met it with love, sent it right back at him. Driving over to Grandpa and Grandma's last night, which it's always going to be Grandpa and Grandma's. It's never going to change. I remember looking out at the field that we used to chase after our, a couple dogs ago, Zorro, our dog Zorro, out in the field. And I know she's walking Zorro right now. I know he was really happy to greet her right as soon as she got there. All her siblings, everybody. She had that quiet effect on everybody. You knew she loved you. You didn't have to call her every day. She never held it over you if you missed a call. She just was always there to say, "I love you," with that quiet contemplation that was there in the middle of the night when you needed her, when you couldn't even make a sound yourself. So on that note, I believe Uncle Kevy is going to come up and lead us in Amazing Grace.
I told you Uncle Kevy's off limits because he'll take it out on me. He even got me in that one. I'm like, holy shit, he's not coming to sing, is he? Great job, boys, gentlemen. Your grandmother will be very happy. What an honor to have grandchildren come up and reminisce with such great memories and such great contemplation about what a strong lady. Okay, I'll come back to what I was going to think there for a second. Maybe I was a bit of a handful at times, according to Kelly. I don't remember running away. I think they chased me away is what they did. Anyways, I remember one time, and my mom loved to tell the story. I don't know how old I was. Clearly old enough. I had done something to make her angry, and so she walked over to the drawer and pulled out a wooden spoon. She wasn't going to make cookies. I walked up and snapped the wooden spoon in half. So I was probably 20. I don't know. Anyways. And to her credit, she laughed out loud. She looked at me and smirked, smiled, and she said, "Okay, I guess you're too old for a licking." So, and you'll be able to remember, you'll be able to hear her saying these words. So she looked at me and said, "So smarten up and behave yourself." I'd found a little scribble pad. Herbie doesn't know I'm doing this, I don't think. Excuse me, I said I wouldn't sniff into the microphone. A little sticky note, and I don't know when he'd been doing this, sometime in the last couple of months, obviously. And it has on it, she was full of S's. Shirley, that's the great-grandma's maiden name, right? Spelled Sheerle. Sylvia? Is that right? No? SJ? Okay. Full of S's. Shirley, Stephenson, Smith, Smart, and then in brackets put very in front of it. Stubborn, and then in brackets behind he put in a good way. Strong, and in brackets very. Scorekeeper, he put ex-scorekeeper. There's a few ball players here that she may have taken hits away from or given a few errors to when we didn't necessarily agree with the scorekeeping call, but she would have been right. We're going to have a brief slideshow. It's about four and a half minutes. I attempted to watch it yesterday. I got about 34 seconds into it and bailed. And when I came back in, Kelly said, "Well, there's 4.5 minutes of fun." It's very well done. I'd like to thank Jolie for sourcing the pictures and creeping everybody's Facebook pages so she could steal the pictures. And a huge thanks to Chelsea Smith, who just exited with the Twins, for the hours of putting it all together. It's a lot of work, and it's extremely well done. If you don't have a Kleenex, you might want to grab one now. We'll enjoy that now. If you guys are ready? Yeah.
If I should stay, I would only be in your way, so I'll go, but I know I'll think of you every step of the way. And I will always love you. Will always love you. That is all I'm taking with me. So goodbye. Please don't cry. We both know I'm not what you need. And I will always love you. I will always love I hope life treats you kind, and I hope you have all you dreamed of, and I wish you joy and happiness. But above all this, I wish you love. And I will always love you. 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 You